Hey kids, now we're cooking.
Welcome to another episode of Now We're Cooking, which is a cooking show really for kids of all ages. After all, we are all kids at heart. My name is Aunt Annie.
And I'm Grandma Jayne.
Last week, if you were wonderful enough to view the episodes yet, and if you haven't yet, I'll inform you that last week we did a wonderful week of Dog Day episodes where we did nothing that involved the oven or the stove. It was hot, and it's going to be hot again this weekend, and so we're going to do a few things that don't require the oven or stove again this week. But our theme this week, as you know, that anybody that's watched our episodes before, viewers will know we like to have a theme. Well, this week's theme is Don't Be Week. And you might think, what is Don't Be? Well, now that we're over half probably through the summer, some of us might be getting where we're climbing the walls. We're hot, we aren't able to do what we want. Some of us want to go back to school. We don't know if we're going to get to go back to school, and we might be getting a bad attitude. So this week we're making things along the theme of Don't Be. And so the first one we're going to be is Don't Be a Monster. Nobody wants to be around a monster. What is a monster? That is a kid or a person of any age who's being ugly to other people, who's misbehaving, not listening, who is acting up or acting out without good cause or good reason, just to make people miserable. Nobody wants to be around a monster. It's not cool. Ugh. No way, no how. So today, because we want to remind you not to be monsters of any age, we're going to make monster cookies. Okay, so Grandma Jayne's going to take the lead on a delicious monster cookie.
Okay, I brought my stand-up mixer today just so I can do a little more of the mixing. My arm doesn't have to. But I've got a recipe here from a good family friend. I've had it for years, and hers are supposed to be really good. There's different variations in this recipe, but it calls for 3 eggs to start with. So I'm going to crack those right in. We've got the oven set for 350. And we're going to cream that in with a 1 1/3 cup of sugar, just white sugar. And I'm going to bring this up and start it up a little bit. Then I'm going to add, doesn't take too long with this mixer to mix everything up good. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla.
Now, Jayne, if kids at home don't have a stand mixer, what can they use other than that stand mixer?
Well, they could use a fork to cream it in, or a wooden spoon to mix it in too. You know.
Could a person use a hand mixer with this recipe?
Open, yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Sure.
And can you tell them why you've chosen to use a stand mixer versus a hand mixer today?
I just thought I'd bring it to show them something else, and this has really been handy. I wish I would have had one years ago because I've made so many cookies and so much mixing that it really, you can do more cooking with it because it takes that tiredness away from you.
Okay.
You know, having to mix it up and everything.
So drier recipes with heavier type of ingredients can be hard on the old arm.
It is after a while. It makes
Okay.
you tired, yeah, it does. I really enjoy it. It takes that away from me, you know, and it makes it faster.
I want to welcome my nephews today are here. So if you hear some squawking in the background, I hope it's my 17-month-old nephew, not my 12-year-old. Or we will remind him not to be a monster also.
He couldn't be a monster.
Never.
I'm gonna mix in 1 cup of peanut butter. I put that in. Now these don't have flour, but instead they have oatmeal. And they have 4 1/2 cups of oatmeal. So it's gonna get a little, need a little more mixing. I add, maybe a cup of it at a time.
I personally love monster cookies. There was a place nearby that used to make the most awesome monster cookies. And now there's a place in Clear Lake that we enjoy getting monster cookies.
Okay. And then after that, there is 2 teaspoons of soda. And only a teaspoon of salt. And then we can also add the half cup of chocolate chips. And you can add nuts as well, but we've chosen not to, just because some of you have a nut allergy and that type of thing. We skipped it today.
And kid nuts are so expensive.
Yeah, they didn't have any small bags of walnuts, and they were like $8 a bag.
Wow. Now, could a person also put any kind of nut they like in it?
I would think, yeah.
Peanut or cashew or almonds.
Yep.
This particular recipe called for walnuts, but we, again, like we said, a lot of you kids don't like nuts or have allergies to nuts, so we did not include them this time.
All right, and then I also have a half a cup of Crisco. I should have gone in there a little sooner, but all right. One thing with this thing, it'll cream it all together regardless. Okay, poke it out of the little mixer part if you need to.
Finish with this one?
Yeah. This has a place for attachment for noodles, sausage, ice cream. I'd like to eventually get like ice cream or something and try it right here. But this one, only thing I would do different, I ordered it online and I really didn't know much about them. I wanted one, you know. This does not lift up in a way, and I think if I was to get another one, I'd probably have that option. Because then you're more confined, but I decided I'll just leave it. It's not that big a deal, so I've got that all mixed in there. And the last thing to go in then is your M&Ms, and I used a little more. I used like a cup of them instead of half because we didn't do nuts.
Excellent. We never care if we have more M&Ms, do we, kids?
That's the best part.
Oh, chocolate chips and M&Ms.
Yeah. And you can still use this to mix them even though, you know, they don't break up or anything. So it goes up high. And I'll let that down. I'll take a look at it.
Now, would you like a bigger spoon for purposes
Sure.
of stirring
That'd
out
be
the-
good. That'd be good.
Or do you have a method to,
No,
Doing-
and sometimes you can use a little melon, you know.
or a little ice cream scoop,
Yeah.
or they call it a melon scoop because they're about this big, kids, versus an ice cream scoop that's bigger?
And I kind of tend to make big cookies.
Well, especially if they're monsters.
Yeah.
So how far apart do you keep them if you're making them bigger than Jayne?
Like a couple inches,
Okay.
because they will spread out. They've got the baking soda in them and stuff. But these are a lot of people's favorite cookies, just because they have so many things in them.
They're high up there on my list.
Yeah. My oldest one too is his favorite.
So how long are they gonna bake them once you put them in the oven at 350?
It doesn't say how many minutes, but I would check them in 10. Because the oven is preheated, so. And, you know, if they're golden brown.
So kids, start at 10, and if we find out, we'll look a little earlier too. In fact, why don't we start at 8 just to see? Since it's not written down, we don't like to go backwards. We can't unburn something.
That's right.
So I'll put these in the oven for you, Jayne,
Okay,
and I'll set the timer for 8 minutes just to be sure.
all right. And I'll get this cleaned off for now. Put it to the side.
Okay, timer set for 8 minutes. Very good. These episodes, kids, are going to be a lot shorter probably this week because we're doing fast things that either are quick to put together or they don't involve the oven or stove. So for monster cookies, beginning or probably middle of next episode, we'll be taking those monster cookies out and we'll be taking a look at them. But next episode, we'll go into another trait we don't want to be if we want to be a nice person and not get on other people's nerves. So until next time, what would you say in signing off, Jayne?
Stay cool and just be careful. Make sure you wear a lot of sunscreen because that sun is hot, as you can tell. I have been out on it, in it again. And do something nice for somebody, and do something nice for yourself today too.
That's right.
You deserve it.
Again, don't be a monster. Instead, nurture the beauty you have inside of you, and your beauty will radiate to everyone around you, okay? So until next time, we hope to see you on the next episode of
Now We're Cooking!